Cop got caught lying by judge and the case was thrown out. Let's get into it. But before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below what y'all want to see me react to next, and be sure to share this video with a friend and follow me on Instagram. That link is in the description. Now let's get into this video.
Channel. In January of 2015, Lisette Gonzalez was arrested for driving on a suspended license. At her trial, a jury had found her guilty, and Judge Fred Schott had handed down a sentence until he began reading into her previous DUI arrest that suspended her license in the first place. As it turns out, Officer Michael Wagner testified that he saw Miss Gonzalez drinking from a can of natural ice while driving. Officer Wagner took Gonzalez to the Seminole County Jail, but testified that no one qualified to perform an alcohol breath test was present, so he just checked the box saying that she tested above a .08, the legal limit, suspending her driver's license, booked her into jail, and left. 2 months later, she was caught driving on the wrongfully suspended license. But now, with the new information, Judge Schott determined that her license should have never been suspended in the first place, as her DUI was only possible because the officer had perjured himself.
If I could be heard on that matter, I was going to ask...
Before you go there, I want to be enlightened. I didn't think your license got suspended for 6 months just for getting arrested for a DUI.
It was a mistake, admittedly, by Michael Wagner, who testified to that today.
He caused her to have her driver's license suspended for at least a few months, and now you're arrested.
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
For nothing. Yeah, so are you going to no cross that case, or am I going to get mad at you today?
Perhaps you can get mad at me, Your Honor, but at this point, the only thing that we're willing to do... Did you hear the
uncontroverted testimony of this officer?
Your Honor, regardless of...
Tell me your position.
Yes, Your Honor. The DMV is in charge of suspending licenses.
Yeah,
they
when
receive the ticket from
officers
the
lie to them...
Correct, Your Honor, and that's why patrons...
Then I want you taking him up on perjury.
Your Honor.
Will you take him up for perjury?
He admitted it was a mistake, Your Honor.
No, but he lied. He lied on a sworn
Absolutely
citation.
not, Your Honor, and that is not true.
I'm dismissing.
The state's position...
I'm dismissing.
You cannot summarily dismiss, Your Honor, without a motion for us to be able to respond to.
No, I'm dismissing the charge. You can appeal.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. It's good to see a judge doing this and taking up for somebody too. That's awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's awesome.
Your Honor, please provide us a written order.
No, I'm dismissing the charge.
So there will be no court minutes or whatsoever.
Sua sponte, based upon this record, and that case
what does that mean?
An order.
No, I'm dismissing the charge.
So there will be no court.
Sua sponte on its own motion. Based upon this
record. Sua sponte, based upon this record. And that case has the same record as this case. So take it up on appeal with him lying about it. And getting her license suspended.
Your Honor, and I won't let that be said today. He admitted to the mistake today. Patrons and people who have identifications and driver's licenses in the state of Florida have to keep their address on file. The state intends to amend the charge and proceed on a no valid.
I'm rescinding the sentence. I'm granting the JOA.
So you're granting it because you don't agree with the state's decision on the other charge?
Judgment of account.
In fairness, because you don't like the state's decision today, Your Honor, on the case?
No, you're not. No, I've reconsidered all of the testimony and the evidence. And you know, now that I consider what Officer Wagner testified to and how many times he basically tripped over himself unnecessarily just to arrest this lady with no real probable cause. We should have had a suppression hearing. I'm granting the motion for jail.
Then the state would like to be heard on that matter, Your Honor, as they're entitled to be heard.
Sure.
Today we've proven, as Your Honor initially indicated, until such time as the state was not able to tell you why we're proceeding on the charge that we were...
This shows you how evil people like her are. Even with no real evidence and being shown that this guy lied on the paperwork, she's still trying to prove that this woman is guilty and still trying to get her arrested. That is a evil person right there.
Proceeding on, the state intended to amend that to either a civil infraction.
I'm gonna keep it real, dog. I'm gonna keep it real. She's worse than a killer. She's worse than a drug dealer, because at least those kind of guys, they know what they're doing and they keep it real. Like if you're a man or a woman out there and you're selling drugs to make a living, or you involve yourself in street activities, but you know that you stand on morals and principles like, I don't take anything from innocent people, or I don't mess with the innocent, I only involve myself with street people. So if I did something to you, you had it coming. I can respect people like that more than her, because this woman innocent and she's still trying to prove that she's guilty because she's trying to build up her name and reputation. And that is exactly why you need to stay out of this so-called justice system, because they just want you in jail. People like her just want you in jail. And imagine if that judge wasn't a stand-up individual and was a good person. Imagine that. If he was one of those judges that's like this prosecutor, that woman right there, the Hispanic lady, she'd probably be cooked right now. Good thing that judge is standing up for her. That's crazy.
And or a no valid, but the state needed time and intended to do that. However, in this particular case, there was ample testimony as to the fact that the defendant's own statement that she was in possession of alcohol and she drank it. There was testimony uncontroverted from the defendant that was in fact alcohol and she normally doesn't. This is again evidence, direct evidence, and not circumstantial evidence. Furthermore, there was bad decision making, there was balance, there was sway issues, and everything else.
JOA for the defendant. You're done. Now you still have this other criminal charge. I'm not dismissing that. The DeWillis, we're going to go full bore. We'll get DMV people in here. We'll get Officer Wagner back here, and we'll find out why your license was suspended, if somebody broke the law to cause your license to be suspended. And that's the route you wanted to go.
No, Your Honor, that's not the route.
Is that other case on your docket? I
Yes,
heard that
it is
on
on
your
my
docket.
docket.
Okay, I just wanted to make
We'll
sure.
see where that goes.
Okay.
Motion JOA is granted.
Your Honor, I believe it would be judgment notwithstanding a verdict.
Judgment notwithstanding. JOA.
And you're not going to provide a written order on that?
Nope.
How do you feel about March matchups?
Look at how
this year?
hard she's trying,
Are you
dog.
impressed with all the youngsters showing out right now?
That is insane.
It's in the minutes. Want to appeal me?
The judge absolutely has the authority to overrule the jury's verdict, but it is rarely done. The morning after this incident, the judge changed course again and filed a 4-page order saying that he was granting a motion for a new trial, although no one had made such a motion. Ms. Gonzalez's defense says that because she was acquitted, any retrial would violate her right to not be prosecuted more than once for the same offense. And after all of this, Judge Schott was removed from criminal trials. He was then reassigned to a
See, he did the right thing, and now they're trying to take him out of his job. Ain't that some shit?
civil docket.
Listen.
Any retrial would violate her right to not be prosecuted more than once for the same offense. And after all of this, Judge Schott was removed from criminal trials. He was then reassigned to a civil docket. In a statement, he said that he sticks by his decision, but he admits that he shouldn't have gotten so mad at the prosecutor, or granted a non-existent motion for a new trial after apparently acquitting the driver. And in the end, the officer maintains that it was merely a mistake. But I'd like to know what you think, as this case does not appear to have been appealed or retried, nor does it seem that Ms. Gonzalez has filed a civil suit against the officer or prosecutor. And of course, the officer was never charged with perjury. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Some people were swearing.
Absolutely.
And would you describe other people's demeanors as upset or angry?
I don't know if you've seen anybody be killed, but it's upsetting.
The answer is
Yes, I was just going to object, Your Honor.
as argumentative, and you can proceed. We are outside the hearing of the jury. Ms. Hanson, I'm advising you, do not argue with counsel, and specifically, do not argue with the court.
Is the cameras off? Are the cameras off?
No, they are not. We are on the record.
Okay.
You will not argue with the court. You will not argue with counsel.
Mm-hmm.
They have the right to ask questions. Your job is to answer them.
I was finishing my answer.
I will determine when your answer is done.
Okay, well,
And so, do not argue with the court. Do not argue with counsel. Answer the questions. Do not volunteer information that is not requested. The attorneys for the state have redirect. They can ask you questions if they think that certain things were left out.
okay.
It is counsel's prerogative to ask you leading questions and for you to answer those and not volunteer additional information.
Okay.
Are we clear on this?
We're clear.
Thank you. Come back tomorrow at 9:30.
Thanks for watching. If you have a video you
Man, I ain't gonna lie, that is insane. Shout out to that judge, but he did try to go back on his decision, but that's probably because he knew he was about to be removed from his job. But at least he did the right thing, and her attorneys said you can't do that because she can't be they can't attempt to prosecute her twice on the same charge. It goes against her rights. So, but good thing she had some representation, and good thing that judge spotted that was foul play. And of course, the cop didn't get fired, and nothing happens to nobody. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I'm gone.